Wavir. House Wavir.
House Wavir. Oh yes, because were they ones who'd had some vague maybe relationship with Cicero like 10 years ago or something?
Yeah. They knew him, and they trade in metals amongst other stuff. Wavir does actually have its own metal mine, but it's silver. Other than that, like Athas is metal poor. Like even the great iron mine at Tyr doesn't produce ore that can be made into metal, like the kind of the rare swords that get found in ruins. So yeah, metal is valuable, and yeah, so your iron, which was iron from ancient ruins, was, even though it was rusty, was considered exceptionally valuable, going at like 5 or 10 times the market rate for iron ore.
Excellent.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
I
where
think
we'd I think
yeah.
that's where we'd left it more or less. Yeah, I think the noise, by the way, is Beej. I think he's hacking someone to death.
He's just muted himself. He's not responded to the accusation. He has
Yeah,
just muted himself.
yeah. I can neither confirm nor deny that I was hacking someone to death. That's
A likely story.
okay. So you brought up, yeah, yeah. Uh, so yeah, you rolled up because you're a city. I gave you some free rumors. Shall I read out what the rumors are? So Balic is, I should say, Balic in this dark, grim dark setting, kind of early grim dark, really 91. This ecologically ruined world, largely ruled in this region by kind of sorcerer kings who say they're great people, but you can take or leave that as you like. But there are there are many cities in this region, and Balic is, so it's sort of like an even more desert-like ancient. I guess maybe it's kind of the medieval and ancient Central Asia, the Silk Road sort of thing. It's that sort of thing. There's oases of life in a desert-like environment, and there's lots of trade because everyone needs to trade to survive. But Balic is a city ruled. It's a democratic city, the one democracy in the region. You get to nominate and vote for your praetors, called Templars elsewhere, who are agents and priests of the Sorcerer-King. And Andropinis, the dictator himself, was voted in 1,000 years ago for a lifetime term. And he is very keen to say that when he dies, you can have another election. But yes, it's a good trading city. It has a big port onto the Great Silt Sea, which silk runners go out from, and it's more amenable to trade and to kind of many of the niceties of life than some other cities. Unlike almost the temple cities of Draj or Nibonay, or the great military city of Uruk. It's a little more amenable to the fine things in life. You got some rumors. I'll read them out. I know everyone has read them, but I'll read them out for the stream and so you can discuss them. The 5 rumors you got were: the premier gladiatorial school in the whole region is located in Balic, run by House Jarko. It is located just next to the Criterion itself. It is open to all comers. House Tomblador, this is the second, has put out the word that it is looking for private investigators to gather information useful to its commercial activities. Payment ranges from 100 to 1,000 ceramic pieces per item of information verified, depending on the quality of the information. Contact Frem at the Wounded Lear in the Guilders District. 3. An entire sublevel of the city's great silver mine has been closed due to strange creatures discovered during the digging of new works. Dictator Andropinis himself, via the city mint, has offered a 2,000 ceramic piece reward for enterprising adventurers who secure the area. 4. The freemen of the harbour are being squeezed by Praetor Constans, the district praetor for works, for higher local business rates, all while crime increases. There's talk of forming a new guild of longshoremen in response. And 5. Thespian House in the Market Precinct seeks entertainers for the open stage. Payment depends on performance, but it is also said to be a great way to make friends in all kinds of parts of society.
Well, nobody can dance like me. So my first question is:
Doesn't
Harbour?
Garras literally have dancing? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's a silt harbour with silt
Okay.
runners. Ashur turns up having never seen a harbour and is like, harbour? What's one of these? Yeah, the characters we have tonight, Andrew is playing Ash, the half-elf bard / who knows what they are, preserver. Beej is, I guess, technically starting playing Nassir, but will be mostly playing his Templar, his Praetor of Balic. Alex
good.
is playing. Yeah. The last Templar we had in our group was played by Andrew, and Andrew was glad when she was killed. I don't know what that says about them. Alex is playing Nassir, who is a bard as well, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a sort of a bard is a cross. It's a demi thief with kind of bard-like skills. You know, can inspire people with singing, can kind of help morale, things like that.
And if you want to buy a used car, they're the people to talk to.
Yeah. The space in this thing. And Jay is playing Garras the Gladiator, who's a half gladiator. And I'm afraid I forget Beej's Templar's name, but that is the party for tonight. So Quintus, good Roman name. Do you want to change your nicknames? Yes, because Beej managed to level up Marcia the hard way in Dark Sun as a payback for the fact that your characters die all the time. You basically you level up a character for free when you level up a character, which one of the effects of which is it means that even if you take slower to level up, you're still getting 2 characters leveled up in the same time. Ashur and Garras aren't insanely far off leveling, but I think the loss of characters in the Boulette debacle cost a lot of XP to the party.
I mean, I can't speak for the rest of the party, but I mean, either the people looking for private investigators or the people looking for market entertainers sounds pretty good to Ashur.
I mean, yeah, obviously, Bard's gonna do Bard things.
Yeah.
I mean, the Silver Mine does sound like a fairly easy go in, kill things, with the only potential risk being, what those
Death.
things are. Yeah. Like
Cake or death?
I get it. It's a sub level of the city's Silver Mine during the digging. So there'll be caves or something that are inhabited by strange creatures. I don't think we're competent enough to deal with something like that right now.
It does sound like.
Yeah, the fact that the city's army hasn't dealt with it yet implies it might be beyond us.
Yeah. Well, it's possible that they could deal with it, but they're more willing to pay for idiots to come and have a go. If a party of 5 people goes in, 4 of them die, and 1 person comes
Feel
out
it
and
out.
tells them what's in there, it's
You
free
said it
scale.
well, but let's move on.
It's not good for us, but it's good for the city.
I mean, this is what adventurers are for. Adventurers are like loners on the outskirts of society who get brought in to do jobs that, even if the other people, it's comparative advantage. Sorcerer Kings believe in Ricardian comparative advantage. They could do it better, but you can do it cheaper.
So, I think the private investigator sounds interesting. I wonder.
Good.
I don't know if we in a meta sense, if we
lack
possess the intelligence required.
Yeah, that as well. But
I wonder if our new Praetor in the party has an opinion about Praetor Constans squeezing the freemen. And the entertainers for Thespian House, I think, might be something to bear in mind. More as something we could use as if we ever need to meet the right people, that might be the place to go.
We could just do it anyways.
Money.
Go do real work most of the day and then spend a few hours, schmoozing.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Like, given that I have skills in juggling, tightrope walking, I have knives, and I can cast a few definitely like non-mystical illusions.
We've got quite a troop forming, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Garras can dance, can't he?
He can dance.
Ashur's cover is literally that he's a travelling entertainer. So
Nassir's got his timbre.
Yeah, he's like the Michael Jackson of Dark Sun.
Let's hope not.
The allegations were never proven.
What does that mean in context?
He can dance. He can fight.
Singing, dancing, and fighting.
Well, no, the Tony Pratchett version is I can't sing, I can't dance, I can handle a sword a little. So Garras is one up on the guy from Moving Pictures, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can dance. He can taunt, and he can impale.
Is someone Beej? Are you literally making like a tinfoil hat? What's going on? This is rustling. Yeah. Alex, don't join in.
But I've got all these lovely crinkly bits of paper around my desk,
Alex literally does. Alex, move it.
That was to pack it up.
Alex literally does this in our in-person games, not on purpose. He just You literally start like at our in-person games. Alex will just start making noises, and everyone's like looking at him, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Okay, we're back.
Are we?
We're so back. It's so over. We're so back.
Flopped.
Is Quintus?
I feel more inclined to look into that now.
Is Quintus civically minded, or is he? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if it'll go in any way, if it'll, in any way prevent us from killing ourselves, then, welcome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Is it worth asking? This House Tomblador, are they a trading house?
Yeah. Yes, they are one of the three great houses of, or trading houses of Balic.
And what were those houses? Tomblador, and I should. We're doing city intrigue. I need to start taking notes. So what was it? Tomblador.
Hey, just go to the silver mine. No city intrigue in the or is there in the mine?
Oh, I already have a file called Dark Sun Notes. I've not updated it in about 2 months. Brilliant. So it was
Yeah.
Tomblador. I asked this for a third time.
So House Tomblador,
Yeah.
known for its interest in herbalism and gladiators, and possibly some other kind of interesting things. House Rees, Rees, who are in Balic and also in Altaruk. They are fairly small comparatively. They are heavily into slaves, and Wavir. It has lots of is probably the largest of the three major houses, and it's known for having for being involved in it doesn't practice slavery. It is into things like silver export and things like that. With it, Tomblador, weapons, armor, fighting slaves.
Tomblador weapons.
Might be
Do
worth
we actually want
finding
to?
out at least what they're looking for, just in the context of if these are our business rivals, just keeping tabs on them isn't the worst idea in the world, even though, we're not so much rivals as massive underdogs, but
I mean, we kind of set ourselves up slightly with Ear already. So, I guess the question is, do we want to kind of keep that going, try and help prop Wavir up and see if that will lead to better opportunities for us, or do we want to, spread our opportunities further so we're not so bound to prosperity of a single other house, I should say.
I mean, having a wealthy patron that can solidly intercede on our behalf wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
That's my instinct as well. And given that Tomblador don't seem like great people, and Wavir seem like not great people. Wavir seem to have like actual ethics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, I would be interested in going and talking to the guy just in the context of they're looking into this specific thing. This may or may not be something that we need to.
That might be worth it though.
I'm not sure I want to take the job, but I would like to know why they're hiring.
Yeah, perhaps not the full party, because it might be a little suspicious if like 8 heavily armed goons turn up, but perhaps some of the more subtle members who might succeed in information gathering might be worth them going. Whoops.
Jay, by the way, who do you have on your tree at the moment? Apparently, no one may have heard Beej. Given that most of what we're hearing from Beej was cring 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 cring, it's okay. Haven't missed much. Yeah. So I think Beej had explained if his mic wasn't being picked up. I think system sound should have been picked up directly, but yeah, if not, Quintus is a Praetor, a Templar, and he's going to hang out with the party because he's heard about their archaeology business and thinks both for kind of helping a growing trading house and also for finding interesting items / stopping interesting items getting into the market. It's really a useful contact to make. Sorry, Jay, I was saying, who else is on your tree?
Did Benvo survive his last outing?
No, he did not survive.
He didn't. He died to the to that worm thing, didn't he?
Yeah, the bullet. Yeah.
Yeah. So my tree is of Arity 1 at the moment, which is to say nobody else. Just because I haven't got around to rolling anyone.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's always nice to have our fighting men and women overseas on our side. We're all very law-abiding here. You offering this in character, just like, hey guys, by the way, I'm hugely corrupt.
It's not corruption, it's justice. And they wouldn't be held indefinitely if they'd be held exactly as long as they're needed. As soon as their innocence or guilt has been determined, you know, when we get around to that.
Can you commandeer vehicles? Yeah.
No. The way it works is you have to arrest the cart. You accuse the cart of a crime, and then you can take the cart.
I assume there's some kind of tuk-tuk system.
Yeah.
Right, we always had that power. We can now just do it without consequences.
Walk into their home, start breaking their pots, rummage through their
Yeah,
kitchen.
that does. So remember that applies to plebeians, not patricians, because I think you have abilities
Yeah.
to mess around with nobles. That are,
Poor
yeah.
people. So what do you guys want to do first?
I think have a talk with Tomblador.
Okay.
Although I guess it might be worth seeing if Nassir just you know has picked up any rumors, knows what Tomblador are up to because he has information gathering. I don't think that takes long. I think it's just
Yeah, if you want to make an information gathering in the background.
yeah.
No, I'm trying. I said first of all, Jay's character in Spelljammer did use it a few times successfully. So
It has. It's
yeah.
one of those non-weapon proficiencies that has so many words in it for what it is.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. It's a
special
D20
modifiers.
check, and it basically is.
Character
To be fair, the modifiers and stuff are helpful.
benefit or penalize, assuming contact with people is involved in the search. So, is it like things I've already heard, or am I specifically going out and asking for, you know, what people know? I guess would make a difference.
Yeah, this can probably count as you've heard some rumors and you're looking. Yeah, you can look at if you want to look into your rumors, then yes, you're going to go and talk to people. You're going to go and tap your contacts, aren't you?
Yeah. So apply
So, yeah,
my
what is this? Is adjustment? Adjustment, yeah.
charisma adjustment +3. Oh, that will actually end up.
It is +3 essentially.
So I'm at 15 plus
Quite
3, so
charismatic, yeah.
18 down.
Okay, make your D20 roll. That's a critical failure.
I've never heard of House Tomblador.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, your contacts are pretty guarded when you're asking around about this Tomblador job, and you're like, oh, what are they actually interested in? Like, yeah, the people you know aren't interested in talking to you. They're pretty guarded. I mean, you know, that you feel like you don't know if it's because of Tomblador or because of House Sistera's damaged reputation. You know, it's a weak house, but yeah, they don't seem very interested in talking to you.
Yep.
Oh, my friend here, I've it's in the wine shops and more in the agora, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh well, it was worth a try.
Yeah.
So what do people think about actually visiting Tomblador? Because like, you know, if all of us go, then they'll probably be able to, you know, look at us and realize there's probably some connection to a bigger group. But if it's just like one or two of us, perhaps it might be
Well, I mean, what's most likely to come in useful? Like talkie skills.
talkie skills. I'm thinking the bard and the bard.
Well, I don't want to necessarily say I should go, but I should probably go.
Yeah.
Just in the context of I do have fast talking, I can probably blag my way through a lot of issues.
Yeah. Bard's good.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else who think would be like appropriately, subtle?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think also it's also where Nassir's bedsit is. He's got like a 1990s Seattle bedsit from a rom-com. He writes emails to Sorcerer Kings. Yeah, great. Okay, you're going to have to make 2 checks to get there. Are you going to go Harbour Precinct, Guilder's Precinct? So, which is what kind of is it? Should. Whoops. Okay. Yeah, D6. Starting with. Well, Alex just rolled. Yeah, Beej, do you want to roll? Yeah. Also, Beej and Alex, could you change your nicknames to your characters? Great.
Oh.
Okay. You'll travel up. You've got Zedric with you as well. Remember the guard. So you're passing the harbour precinct. You can see the great silt skimmers resting on the silt. They're kind of like they have. I guess I'm trying to think. Is it a Star Wars thing or what? But like they have a sort of a great rudder that. Air priests can be popular. So hastening for Gargi in the future, I guess.
Yeah.
And Jay, do you want to roll the second check as you go up to the Guilder's Precinct?
This is a D6 or
D6.
D20. Yeah. 6.
Yeah, so you travel back up through there. I mean, and if you want to drop off personal gear, I guess Marcia will probably pick up one of Nassir's shadier contacts to Marcia's gone off to train with some friends of Nassir. Your Nassir's contact, the Praetor, who is in a very friendly manner befriended Nassir for permanently, has kind of joined you, and I guess you can go to the Wounded Lear. The Wounded Lear is, I think, a pretty quiet, ordinary place. It's certainly not one of the most exciting places in Balic, but it's clean, affordable. The food and drink are fine. I think it's precisely enjoyed. Probably Nassir would know. It's precisely enjoyed the contact place because it's quiet and private enough without being super busy, without there being much chance of interference. It's nondescript. It's discreet. But certainly Nassir will know the way, and I guess he and Ashur can go. I mean, are you just going to ask for the guy? Are you going to ask at the bar, or are you going to do something else?
Yeah.
So it's probably pushing towards evening now, so I guess it's. I need to check, but yeah, so it's beginning to pick up a quiet an evening crowd, but it's busy, but not packed.
Probably order a drink, ask for them. Just say there's no rush.
Yeah.
Okay. Or I guess where is your backup? Is Garras like waiting outside? Have you entering separately, or what's he doing?
I think the others are waiting with the carts. They're probably like around the corner or something. Parked in an alleyway.
Yeah, Garras is just trying to look tough outside.
Yeah. I like that he's called Gareth. He's like a Welsh guy who's turned up in Dark Sun. Yeah. Yeah, say your beers will cost 5 bits, 5 ceramic bits, like 5 copper equivalent. And yeah, they'll serve you a couple of big flagons of small beer. Yeah, I might need to rename. Beej, your name hasn't changed for me, but it might be that I need to reload it.
It's
Alex
not
has changed
not
for me.
it's not changed
yeah,
from the
so
Roll20. It has changed from the Discord. So that's probably
on the Discord, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has changed the Discord, yep. But yeah, so you'll ask, you know, after you've probably had 10 minutes to sip your beers and take in the ambience of it's basically that, like, it's an old man pub in Balic. You know, it's a quiet residential pub. It's you know, you see a few guilders come in, you know, a few workmen coming, workshop kind of craftsmen coming in at the end of the day. You see a few other. You know, there's there's one very burly mule who is quite scarred. He comes in and sits in the corner, but people seem to know him. He's very quiet. He sits on his own. Probably not a local craftsman, but yeah, it's pretty quiet. You're shown over. You're kind of invited to go to the snug bar, and there's into kind of booth in the snug bar, where a human is sitting, human male, early middle age, you know, thinning, black hair, slightly greasy hair. He's wearing a slightly flashy tunic, decent quality, and he has there's a plate of olives, and he has a ledger in front of him. And he will close it as you approach, but you know, not rapidly. You'll see that there's the right. You don't understand the writing. Anyone who has reading writing, I don't know if either of you does. You don't know. You even assuming you're semi-literate, it's not words. It's shorthand of some kind.
Yeah.
We're both bards, so
I can read and write.
Okay, well,
yeah,
20% chance I can read it right.
You got. I don't have reading writing, but I can read languages at 20% randomly. I just guess. I just make it up.
Yeah, I know some words.
Yeah.
And then some things you can guess from context, and then some things you just make up.
Yeah. Yep. Just like real reading, eh?
Yeah.
I didn't want to think of how a spell book would work if I couldn't read.
Yeah. Yes, but it's pretty de rigueur for spellcasters anyway. The man smiles, in a kind of friendly, professional manner at you, and gestures for you to sit down on the other side of the booth. I imagine probably when you asked for Frem, the guy would have gathered that you're looking for, you know, his business, not pleasure. And he says Brog said that you were potentially interested in some sort of perhaps professional conversation. He looks at Nassir and says, "I think I've seen you before around here. You live what is it? Is that behind the market of the Bleeding Kank?"
Just above the actual just above the stables actually for the Kank. Yeah, it's a lovely place.
Yeah,
it's a real fresh.
He says, yeah. I've never understood why they actually keep bleeding clanks there, but correct kanks there. I imagine it's for city flavour.
For certainly a flavour.
Yeah.
Required taste.
He smiles thinly and he points to a bottle on the table, and he pours out a measure for himself of a grain spirit, and says, "You're welcome to a drink." And he sips some first to
reassure us.
you know, to set
Yeah.
to reassure you. Yeah.
I'm certainly going to pour a measure.
Yeah. Guess the drink.
Yeah.
Only polite, right?
Yeah. I'm also going to try and
he
steer
is
some
a
olives with a knife if he
Sicilian.
doesn't stop me.
He is a Sicilian.
Yeah, he'll let you share the olives. Yeah.
we
It's a
should not
reference.
go all in against him when.
You fool!
Yeah.
But yeah, no, kind of gestures quite freely to the olives and eats one himself and says, "So, what sort of business are you in for?"
We'd heard there's some like a group interested in some information gathering. I'd had a hard time finding specifics of what kind of information they were interested in.
Which is probably not something you want to admit to a guy who's looking for information gathering.
Ah. Yeah, he shrugs and says, "Oh, my principal appreciates honesty. At least, you know, a certain transparency could be helpful. But indeed, and he'll probably look to Ashur and kind of saying to both, you know, he says, you, I believe, he's to Nassir. You're involved in some sort of a trade agency, but who are you? And probably look at your ears and say, ah."
I'm only really involved in the trade agency tangentially. I'm more of a travelling entertainer, and they were heading in a direction that was away from dying in the desert of exposure.
Yeah. He says, travelling entertainers pick up the most interesting news, don't they? The real postal service of our great region. Yeah. He says, yeah, well, indeed, he says, House Tomblador, my principal. I mean, there's no secrets about that. They are always seeking new contacts, new sources of information. We pay on verification. If you are interested in such a role, then I could certainly arrange some work for you. I call it a tester. And
well,
yeah, kind of wait.
Certainly hear you out.
It's
yeah, he says. Yeah, go for it.
A delicate situation for both of us because we'd rather not accept a job before knowing what it is, and you don't want to say what the job is before you know if we're willing to do it. But
yeah,
you know, give us a safe
well,
one.
He says, oh, well, let's okay, let's put it. Let's go for this. Two possible things that one would be a proof of concept. Discover what is the favoured statue of our dear dictator in the Megalenion at the present day. Find out what that is. Or if you want something more actionable, rather more lucrative, call it live information. Find out something about one of our partners in trade, one of our friendly rivals, House Wavir, House Jarko, House Rees. Just discover something interesting, and upon verification, you know that it depends what sort of how much action you want, how much difficulty you want.
Was more obscure than I'd expected.
He says, "Well, good investigators find information; they are not given information, as you've already discovered." And he'll smirk slightly at you, Nassir.
Quite.
Find out the sorts of if you can find out the sorts of things we want you to find out, that will prove that you'll be useful to us in the future, and perhaps then you might receive more interesting work.
Well, we will.
Very least, I'm more confident than my companion here. I think we can come up with something you'll be interested in.
He says for the statue. If there's two of you, let's for your time rather than for the importance information, 100 each.
100 silver. That's very generous.
He smiles and says, alas, Wavir has all the silver in this city, don't they? And they work it for the dictator himself, and he'll say, no, 100 ceramic each.
And I assume that
or for more interesting information, more.
Yeah. Actionable information, depending on what the information is.
Yeah.
Seems
Yeah, as in, I think you're aware that it's the kind of thing. If you're like, oh, we know how you could safely steal all of the silver in Wavir's vaults, that would probably be worth, 30,000 ceramic or something. You'd get a large cut of whatever was going there. But on the other hand, if you're like, oh, I hear that this Wavir agent, quite likes this vintage wine, that might be like 30,
yeah.
30 to get ceramic. It might be like, okay, that's not useless, but you literally get a very small amount for the effort you put in. So yeah, you know the game, the kind of scale here at some level. So he says he's going to be very clear. It is entirely public knowledge that I'm an agent of House Tomblador. That I receive tips. It's really part of the fun. You do the prestige in public, don't you?
Indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, he'll kind of say if you've got any other questions, I can answer them. Otherwise, I'm feel free to eat some olives, and I'm sure I'll see you again. You can find me here 5 days a week. Basically Monday to Friday. He's here.
Yeah.
And so, if you want to be very impressed, we should find you on the weekend.
He says, it depends how I'm occupied, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. So.
I mean, so some places might be very impressive for you to end up in. They may also be fairly temporary.
You really oughtn't to pose a challenge to me like that, but
He shrugged in a friendly manner.
I'm sure we'll catch up soon, my good man.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. I assume you will return to your party members and have a chat.
Yeah.
They're just outside. I'll be right back. You keep going. I'll be right back.
Yeah. I mean, the statue sounds easier.
Doable.
Yeah, just nice bit of downtime. Just let's go to the museum.
It sounds like they just looking for information, general corporate espionage, rather than having a specific goal in mind.
Yeah.
It's just, we like making money. We like it when other people aren't making money. Ensure that these things continue happening. But I also like money, and I'm happy to try and at least look into this statue first before we're in town.
Yeah. I think we should avoid giving them any information on Wavir so that we still can, kind of split our interests or whatever. But if we give them information on other people, then that's probably all right for us.
That sounds reasonable enough.
Yeah. What do the others think?
Well, Beej is on silent.
Sorry, I've been absorbed in the player's handbook for a moment. Can you summarize our options for me quickly?
So they have two kind of jobs they offered, and the third option would always be not do either of them. They asked us, they want some information either way. Either they want to find whatever the favoured statue of the Sorcerer-King was. I think is it a statue in a specific. Was it a museum or something, basically, like a gallery?
At
Megalodon?
Oh, the Megalodon.
The Megalodon.
Megalodon. Megaloneon.
Yeah.
Megaloneon.
Okay. And the other option was to basically just find actionable information on what their competitors are doing or competitors' weaknesses might be, etc. Just general business, rival, corporate espionage stuff.
Okay, that one's a bit more open-ended, it sounds.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like they're making any specific moves that at least they're willing to tell only unproven freelancers about.
Our plot is to do this, this, and this. Could you help us do this? People we've never like a quest giver in a video game. He's just got a question mark above his head. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know if you have any thoughts.
Well, the museum one sounds
Wait, it's the actual palace.
straightforwards.
I'm not sure if people get like, invited to the palace or how.
There's one issue that I have with the statue one. There's two possibilities here. One, it's just a bit of information that proves that we can figure something out that isn't public knowledge. But there is always the possibility in the background of like, also it's information that could be used for something. And I think Quintus would be thinking, do I really want to give any information about the Sorcerer-King to anyone? Like, just in case it could be used for some purpose.
What about if you were to like put a really nice floral leaf on the Sorcerer-King's favourite statue and a little note saying it's from Quintus?
Yeah, I highly doubt this is the case, but I'm just thinking like worst case scenario is that this is some sort of like
Elaborate
somehow this information can be used.
This is such a Templar mindset. This is such a Templar mindset.
even information like his favorite statue, his favorite food. Should anybody know that?
What
without being found out. Got it.
But surely he's a man of the city. Like, what does it matter if people know? Because he is the city. It's not like anyone could harm him. And yet, why should the people not know who they are?
Well said. Yes, he is the city, and the city is him, and we are all him, and he is all of us.
So, if we just did a survey of what people's favorite statue was, would that average out to be the?
Seems unlikely.
On average, yeah.
So our plan is to stand outside the Megalanaeum with clipboards and do a survey.
I mean, the big question is the Megalanaeum...
Basically, you're setting up a family fortunes show.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Megalomania open to the public?
Megalanaeon.
Megalomania.
Megalomania?
Turns out Megalomania is open to the public. Everyone is welcome.
Oh. Like, completely open to the public, or?
Oh, the Megalomania. I don't know about the Megalanaeon.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Megalanaeon has... the core palace itself, the living quarters of the elected dictator of Balic, is not open to public because, unless you're a high enough level Templar that you're allowed to go into dictators' houses freely. But there are buildings there. There's some public buildings. There's also some Templar buildings up there. You can see it's on the very big rocky bluff in the middle of the city. You access it usually via the Villa District. You can technically go the other way via the Market Precinct.
Well,
the Villa Precinct is the main way.
Unless anyone's following up on other rumours, I think it could be time for a spot of tourism.
Indeed. Let's spy on the dictator and see what statue he stops at the most.
We could just...
What's that, Andrew? Sorry?
Nothing. It's just so nice having to constantly watch our words and actions around the party.
I go, just kidding. I get really close to Ash and I go, that was a joke. Don't you dare think about spying on the dictator.
The test. You passed the test by saying you wouldn't spy on the dictator. Yeah. Great. Okay. So is the first... I guess you probably want to stop at Nassir's house, don't you? Probably to start with. To sleep, because I think... I'll check the time. I was somewhat guessing early, but I can literally go and check the Google Doc for the date. Keep good time records.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping good time records is of primary importance. Date. Afternoon 49, so it'll be evening. It'll be because you've done like a meeting since then. So yeah, probably you're gonna sleep. Should probably charge you for food in some way.
I will sleep in my quarters, and then I tell them that I will arrive at Nassir's house to pick them up at dawn, because an early start is important if you want to get things done.
I think Nassir's place is probably like shared with like 4 other people, and it's like, you know, like a studio above like a butcher's or something awful.
Quintus is one of those people who like insists on getting the day started uncomfortably early.
Yeah, that's good.
He's the Mark Wahlberg of
probably
of
if there's like
Templars.
3 of you. Do you want to? Yeah. Say it'll be like 5 copper a day, food and drink and stuff. It's a lot cheaper to be in a city eating pickled fish. Not there's pickled fish here, but like, you know, salted insect and and peanuts than it is to be out on the road with rations. So just Alex, want to keep a record of that. It'll be 15 bits a day.
15 bits a day.
Because Quintus can just go back to Templarville.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess he'll come, and I guess he's picking you up, asking you to come out to play. I guess we're on Andrew's encounter check going south from the Guilders precinct into the arena precinct. So that's a D6, Andrew.
Oh, you probably want it rolled on the roll 20.
Roll 20, yes, that'd be great. There we go.
One.
Roll a D. It's a nested table, so we'll see what results you get. But you're going to have a D10 to start with.
Subtable F.
Where did they... 5.
And roll a D6. Yeah, it's pretty much subtable F. Those are really detailed, those tables, to be fair.
One again.
You're walking down at kind of onto the Road of Legion. There's lots of stalls. The Road of Legion's it has a lot of traffic coming through. One, obviously gets military traffic, but you get stuff near the Criterion, the great hippodrome and arena of the city, and there's a particular interest around a stall that you're passing by. That do you see the here at this what's it called, crossroads, there's a stall which is attracting a lot of interest as you pass, and you hear like there's a proper kind of like touts for saying food stuff you've never seen before, full of vitamins.
You guys hungry?
See what the snake oil is.
Yeah. Ash is like, this must be a scam. It has vitamin in it, so it must be a scam.
But what if it's a good scam and we can sell it on to other people?
Yes, exactly.
So
I'm glad that we agree.
There is, the man. There is actually a juggler there. You know, you'll be jealous to hear, Asher. There's a juggler juggling for the guy, and he's juggling like 5 globes, slightly larger than a hand. Like he's good. These are like bigger than a palm. Like 5. They're globular leaves, basically. Like they're balls of leaves.
Now, I'm tempted to try and hock a knife at one to like assert my dominance, but at the same time, I don't want to accidentally hit someone in the eye.
Do you think you're good enough to actually assert your dominance?
Out of character, probably not.
You continue on. You doing anything here?
At least. Well,
what is he selling?
Is that what he's selling? These kind of plant leaf balls.
Yeah, they're kind of very glossy, dark green. They look like nice food stuff, certainly. He says that as probably sees these things, we're brought from the distant north, traded via the distant city of Kern, preserved on the way by water priest magic.
You say, my word, I've made it up. I've made it up there once or twice myself as well. Jolly good. What is it? What is it you've got to manage to preserve exactly from furthest Kern?
The juggler kind of gestures, and the trader throws another globe of leaves to him. It's sort of, in terms of the shape, it's obviously been cut off a stalk or vine or something at one end. It's quite thick at one end, and the leaves, I guess, let's say there's, on the outside, there's 4 main leaves on the outside. It actually goes more like that on the inside from what you can see. And they're ribbed, kind of quite broad leaves. It is, you eat the leaf. I guess you might think of like, oh, they look like vine leaves, except the actual formation isn't much like vine leaves. And they certainly look more tender than vine leaves do.
So, I know nothing about plants.
Yeah.
Any other takers?
I don't know if anyone has. Yeah, plantology. He says. It says the northern mustard.
Oh, interesting.
Possible only in. You've heard legends of distant seas and lakes, and though I myself have not been there, these are plants that must be grown in humid environments. And then he says, turning to the rest of the crowd, I think we all know they've not been grown in the Ringing Ringing Mountains, don't we? And everyone laughs at the idea of farming near halflings.
Keep them talking. Yep. Nassir, keep them talking.
So have you personally can you personally attest to these incredible qualities of these plants?
He says, yes, I have a steamed portion with my every meal. Eating like a king, I understand, though scarcely like a Sorcerer-King. May his reign be eternal.
You can't say that you'd be eating like a king. None of us are fit to say something like that. Who do you think you are?
Oh, not a Sorcerer-King, friends. More perhaps the king of some. You'll know about this. He gestures to your robes, Nassir, and says, more like some sort of slave tribe in the desert, a king of one of those.
Is that something to brag about?
He says, given we all know what slave tribes are like, raiding the cool ice caravans of poor traders and humble traders like me, causing chaos. When will the Templars finally be released sufficiently from their duties of policing us mere peons? When will we behave well enough for them to go and finally crush the slave tribes? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it's truly.
But in the meantime, we can all enjoy the northern mustard.
The northern mustard. Wow.
I would like to quietly scoop one into my bag while he's talking to Nassir.
Is this a pickpockets?
Yes.
Or something?
A totally inadvisable pickpocket. Deeply inadvisable pickpocket.
When did we last have it? What is your...
My pickpocket's 35%.
I think there's a chance you might just fail and he might not notice, although that's probably not a high chance.
Yeah, I think you roll this. You roll this.
Oh. I just rolled a D100 and it was 74. That's what I was...
Yeah. Oh, you did. Yeah. No, in that case, that is a fail.
Yeah. If you'd like to roll it for me instead,
says, you're buying, friend. I see. A mere half a ceramic piece each. And he kind of wanders over to you and gets out his change bag and says, will you need change or? And kind of puts his hand out ready to take your cash.
I'm going to step forward and snatch the thing out of Ashur's hand and say, "Thank you, my good man, for picking out a succulent-looking one, and I'll pay for it, and and eat it right there."
It's, yeah. That is, that is, 50 bits. And
Have I been poisoned? As I chomp it down.
Could you make? No, could you make a con check? So D20 con check.
Oh, I have a really high con. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yes. You are now at +1 int for the rest of the day.
Wow.
Half a copper? Or half a ceramic, even?
Half a ceramic, so like 50 bits. 50 bits.
Are they,
each.
are they good?
Yeah, does it taste good?
Isn't a bit a copper? So there's 100 bits to the ceramic, or is it? 10 bits to the ceramic?
It was 10. I thought it was 10 to the ceramic. Like the ceramic piece is like shaped like a wheel, and each bit is like a tenth of a ceramic coin.
Oh yes, yeah, you're right.
Like a piece of bit.
No, because usually silver is used occasionally as the topmost currency, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, in that case, 5 bits.
Okay.
Should we get one each?
Wait, are bits the ones that you start the game with?
Bits are half a ceramic.
No, 10%. Yeah, half a ceramic.
Okay.
Ceramics are what you start the game with. Ceramics are your basic gold equivalent.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Should we get one each?
Okay.
Yeah,
Down the
I
hatch?
guess I find it very tasty, and I'm surprised, and I say, well, I'm pleasantly surprised by this northern mustard.
Bye. Do I have the money on me?
Great.
I mean, I don't actually. I mean, does one of you have the money on you? I don't carry money.
I think we'll all have a little bit of money, but I think most of the money's in the caravan.
I don't carry my. I'm
given
peasant. I don't carry money. Carry my purse for me.
I think we'll
No,
have like a
it's
little
more
bit.
because
of
I'm
money
afraid of
that's
highwaymen. But
carry character creation, but most of it's going to be in the caravan, I think, because
Yeah.
the,
pretty much.
you know,
Yeah.
we've got however many
Zed-
thousand.
Guarded by Zedric and Kent in the stable.
Well, I guess I'll just go hungry then, my good man. I'll return to begging in the street. Poor, starving jungler.
I think we've got less money on here than I was expecting.
Probably.
Well, we should have a
You spent some for
boatload.
training. It'd be
Oh yeah.
it'll be two ceramic for all of you. So it'll be 2 ceramic for both of you. Plus, it's less than a ceramic so far for your food. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was.
I guess just
I
take a
might have
ceramic
bought
off
you.
for like loads of food.
I might have bought Ashur one, but he tried to steal one, and so I feel like I need to silently teach him a lesson.
You buy one for everyone
Yeah.
except me.
Yes,
So-
exactly. I buy one for everyone else but you.
Okay. Alex, track half total then, including your kind of like week's food at the quarters.
Yeah.
Alex, do you want to check to get up to the villa precinct? D6
Yeah.
check.
1,
It's a D10.
5.
Oh, the same one. Yeah. Roll a D6.
2.
I was going to say, wouldn't it be great if it was the same trader just in the next district?
It's a clone.
It's the same guy, but wearing a mustache.
As you get up to the villa precinct, you are pretty sure being openly followed by the juggler, by the mustard juggler,
The mustard.
being in the street behind you.
Actually, I forgot to roll my hit points. I'm going to do that right now. 2. Great.
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to walk around the corner into like an alleyway or something and just sort of lean against the wall patiently.
Yep. Yeah, he'll kind of without like even notice that you've gone that way. He'll probably stop. He's You realise he's dressed differently. Pretty much as you kind of open up into the wider avenues of the villa precinct, there's still a few large shops and stuff. Like very nice arcades of posh shops here, but really only the elite. There's a few parks. Escorted by a praetor, you'll find no one's going to bother you. But this guy, you realise that he's now wearing a toga, and he his hair is kind of slicked back fashionably. It's he gives a silver to a passing praetor, like a whole silver, and then steps into the alley after you, Ashur, and he looks at you and says, "It's been a long time, Ashur. I hadn't expected to meet you here."
Likewise. Who the fuck is this?
He shakes his head and says, "You'd think 2 years. You'd think 2 years performing together would be enough for you to remember an old friend." It is indeed. You'll remember him, Ashur. You didn't recognise him before. It's a funny thing. You now kind of like, as you look closer, you realise that he's got makeup on, which looks very subtle. It looks like normal stuff, like his skin is slightly tinted slightly differently. He's got like his eye, the shape of his eye has been changed. It is a fellow possibly from your many years performing. I'm going to send you a DM.
Okay.
It's the Sorcerer-King Kalak, and he's come to.
Incidentally, what's your favourite statue?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just apparently having a conversation with an old friend in this alleyway.
Okay, the rest of you, I guess, are just continuing on. Are you going to the Megalanaeon? What is your approach? Could the rest of you decide an approach plan here? Because your plan consists of, shall we just go up into the big courtyard in front of the palace? I'm not sure if there's any other steps to the plan.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, one of the techniques we could do is literally just be like very open about it. Like go up to an official and just be like, "Hey, is there someone who like attends to the dictator around here, like a secretary or something?" And then just say, "Look, for the purpose, we just need this information because we're trying to like prove that we can gather information for a group for the purpose of further investigation. Just give us the information."
I don't think that's gonna work.
It's for a school project.
Yeah. It would just be like, we're doing an investigation, and this is step 1. Don't ask questions.
Okay, let's go for option B.
Well, what's
whatever
option
that
B?
is.
Okay, here's what we do. We put flour down in front of all the statues, and we come back later and see which one is most disturbed. They'll never suspect us.
Well, I mean, I guess
I'd say so far, Beej has got 2 ideas. All the critics have 0 ideas.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I'm just coming up with ideas left and right.
So we didn't have any idea at all. I kind of just imagined observing and presuming we'd see him admiring it at some point. I don't know if that was a silly assumption to make.
It's just loiter.
Yeah, it just feels like a long-term stakeout. And also the other problem being that we don't necessarily know if the statue in question is in public view. Like, it could be a statue in the palace, and we would have no way of knowing.
That's a good point.
You've got the palace here. You've got the Senate. You've got the Hall of Praetors. And you do have like the you know, like the city hall, essentially, like the place which is next to the Hall of Praetors, and is obviously often run by the Praetors help run it, but is not all. Not it's interesting. Not all Praetors actually have priestly powers. Yes, depending on the office. And depending on kind of the individual, but yeah, very, very, very low level Praetors don't have.
But is it a 1-to-1 correlation between people who are considered, like, are all Templars in Balic Praetors, or
yeah,
like,
that's the title.
Okay, so in this city specifically, like, it's 1-to-1. Like, if you are a Templar, it's because you've been elected to this position.
Yep, that's right. Every Praetor is a Templar and has been elected.
Okay. Okay. What is the dictator's favor? Okay, so here's what we do. We go up, and we start not a big one, but just little defacings of every statue until they freak out about one of them and go, oh, this is clearly his favorite because this is the one they don't want us to. No? Okay, well, put that in, that's idea number 3.
If you pretend to be just stop oil, you're allowed to do what you want. That's a British deep cut, by the way, if anyone from other countries.
I agree. Let's just go with Ashur's idea.
What was Ashur's idea?
Oh. I figured he had to have had one, right?
Is this the point when you realise that Ashur's no longer with you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you turn around. Ashur isn't there.
Ashur, what do you think?
Garras,
Ashur?
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 Garras, were you suggesting something before?
No, not really. Only a kind of long stakeout, but it was based on a lot of assumptions. I think we can't.
Your party has managed to get good at surviving like genuinely awfully deadly creatures in the desert, and now it's like, can we walk into the king's palace and just ask what his favorite statue is?
Yeah, well, I think the problem is that I feel a little conflicted about attempts to use like actual subterfuge to learn information like this. Like, I feel like if it's honest, it's okay. If it's harmless, it's okay. But if we like do any sort of like heisty like things, that's not okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a computer issue here. So if I suddenly cut out, you'll know why.
I was hoping by the time we got up there would be a moment of inspiration.
Well, I mean, if I was there, I could always suggest, knocking out a planter, stealing his lobes, and just walking straight into the palace as if you actually belong there.
Well, why would we need? I am one. We don't need to steal someone else's.
Knock out Quintus. Knock out a Praetor and put on his robes.
I look down at my robes. I'm like, what? We don't. Yeah, the issue is one. I doubt that even my status allows me to wander through the palace without being invited. Unless I have like actual real official business.
You'd be amazed how many people just assume you're supposed to be somewhere when you walk in.
Well, that's what I'm trying to avoid, is doing something that I would think is wrong, right? Like,
why?
Because he's our boss.
Oh, of course, yes, that too, yes.
Do you know him personally?
He'll have met the dictator, yeah.
Yeah, we all know him in a way.
And to be fair, like Quintus is not. Yeah. Quintus is not like a newly elected, first term Praetor of sewage works or something. He probably has a bit of experience.
Well, I think in my mind, I think Quintus is thinking this is supposed to be somewhat easy, Right, this isn't supposed to be like a big test of like our tricky infiltration skills. This shouldn't be that hard.
Oh, here's an idea. He's got statues and gardens and whatnot. Logic dictates he must have people that clean them.
Gardeners, yeah.
Maids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of one home and bribe the shit out of them.
Or we could do a step more subtle, follow them home, follow them to the bar, wait for them to get drunk, then ask them. And that's where the bards come in.
Or that, yeah. And then we poison him.
So that there's no one to tell. Yeah.
You guys were there, and then you took it that extra step.
That's because we give 110% of this PI business.
Yeah.
Let's just give 100%.
Well, we don't have any rogues, you know. Like the difference between a bard and a rogue is poison.
Well, I think that you can manage having a nice drunken. I like the idea, and I think you can manage the drunken conversation without the poisoning. Let the alcohol be your poison.
Alcohol's a poison?
Theoretically.
So to speak.
So I think what the nice Templar here is saying is that he's happy to pay us on city time to go out and get drunk.
Yeah.
Excellent. I approve very heartily of this plan, my good man.
So we should probably come back roughly to here in a few hours. What kind of time would...
Treasury for official investigations only when I reach 6th level. That is literally a power that's listed here.
I know. I was briefly a Templar before I died painfully.
Yes. So I guess let's just get me 2 levels, then we'll come back and do it.
Right. So why don't you go solo the Sorcerer-King? that'll get you.
No, but I actually do think that targeting the workers of the palace, and by targeting I simply mean just chatting to them subtly, is actually the best idea.
Oh, definitely.
And for that job, it would be you too. I wouldn't like try and intimidate them. Be like, "You're gonna tell me the information."
Swear to me.
Tell me, or
I am the law.
I'll stuff you in a cell for 10 years.
I'll indefinitely detain you.
But only for 10 years.
Yeah. So I guess actually, well, yeah, we could just observe and see who takes care of the grounds. I might even be able to, like, without raising any suspicions and not even feeling that bad about it, I might even be able to just get like a list of the people who work in that job, like groundskeepers and maids and stuff.
Presumably, if there's enough statues that one could be his favorite, presumably there's someone who takes care of the statues, a curator or something. So ideally,
Mr. Rotcod.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. So that would probably be the person to talk to. I guess we can find out if there is such a person. Or
The palace decorator.
Yeah. You say palace decorator, I imagine. I'm thinking of like a
there'll
plaster.
be a curator. There'll be a curator of arts. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that's the Renaissance guys did know that stuff. But no, there'll be a curator of art to the Sorcerer-King.
Yeah, I just wonder.
It depends what you want.
A curator of art is the type of person who would go out and get drunk. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think let's go down. Let's investigate that avenue.
I think you'll find Nassir and I a great fun to get drunk with. I'm sure we can.
You should see the thing he can do when he spits out an olive stone.
I was going to say, Ashur.
From
Ashur
where?
has caught up with you in the middle of this conversation. He's returned. Yeah, he lagged behind and now he's reappeared.
Reappeared. That's the first thing he says after reappearing.
Well, let's put it to the test then.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it.
I mean, if you're literally just happy to stake out in the big city plaza, like the Megalanaeum City Plaza, for the day, and then, I mean, I'm saying if you literally want to just follow some servants, it depends what you're, how you're going to find. But there will be, you'll see gardeners. You'll literally see gardeners and maids and things, now, so some of them are slaves. You wouldn't expect them to go anywhere, but you'll see probably more senior ones will not be slaves, and so. There'll be, you'll be able to identify some sort of senior gardener leaving later on if that's what you're doing. Certainly.
Yep, I will just spread a little handkerchief in front of me and juggle some knives, just while I watch.
Oh yeah, go for it, Johnny. Check. So we've got Garras dancing, and we've got juggling for you. And is it music for?
Yeah, Nassir's can sing, can play his tumbler.
Yeah. While you're doing this, but almost certainly a pricer will come over and look, and then notice that Quintus is nearby, and he'll kind of say, "Have you permitted these morons?"
Well, actually, I was going to say that I was going to go and look up and see if I could find some information.
Before you go, can we get a permit?
You guys look around for me. You're like, and then you notice I'm not there. You're like, oh no.
Yeah, oh good friend.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I was going to say, make your checks first. All three of you can make a performance check for your respective performances. If I don't know if Garras wants to dance, but the other two of you should make your checks.
I rolled very under. Is that good? I hope it is.
Yes, rolling low is good.
Yeah. Good.
Especially given that I said I was juggling knives, I'm very glad I didn't fail.
I used to be a bard until I took a knife in the eye. Has a different ring to it.
So I don't think I have any bonuses to dancing or anything. I think it just.
What is it? It'll be a dex check probably. I'm gonna guess it's a dex check.
It's dex, yeah.
So it'll be D20 equal or under dex.
Remind me, is Garras the Frikeen or was he the druid?
He's a half-elf gladiator.
Half-elf gladiator.
Neither. Okay, fair enough.
Defeated the Salt Golem. He defeated the Salt Golem.
Okay.
Yeah, I assume that passes, Garras.
That's a pass. Yeah.
You should have dex. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're very entertaining. It's. Just checking. Per performance is 3 gold in the PHP, so you get 3 ceramics worth of stuff, bits thrown to you through the day. As you're doing this, you will then be challenged by, as you're doing this, you'll be challenged by a praetor who'll look at you and he'll say, "Didn't I see you with a praetor of city order earlier?" And shake his head and said, "You must have a permit to be up here. I'm sure you know that."
Yes, we're
It's not art and beauty permissible the world over, my good man. Nassir, get the cash.
Nassir will kind of step forward, or smiles and nods.
He answers no.
Lean in. We're here upon his request, keeping an eye on something. He has a few suspicions about something he wants to keep an eye on. So we're his agents in that regard, I suppose. No one.
Are you naming Quintus there, just to check?
I won't unless he asks. I wouldn't unless he asked, but if he's already seen Quintus, then
he knows that we have a Templar friend.
Yeah, if he asks, then I'd say Quintus. He says he hasn't.
Yeah, so I can say, who am I to question a fellow Templar's duties? In that case, I'll offer you a reduced permit fee. And he'll probably look at the cloth in front of you, the felt in front of you, and say, "For you today, only 1 ceramic."
I have bribery etiquette. Should I roll that to see if I can haggle him, or?
Yeah, etiquette, bribery.
Literally
etiquette?
Bribery etiquette.
Is this like how to do the handshake thing, where you pass money during a handshake, so it's very subtle? That's the etiquette.
I think it's more about how much to bribe someone.
This is,
how
by the way,
bribe, and
this is by the way why I love no weapon proficiencies. Is there's no kind of can I just make a charisma check? It's like, no, I want to make a bribery etiquette check.
It's
Yeah,
so
you don't know.
ludicrously specific.
I have a really good plan if this fails.
I think we should just pay the man. Like, what do you say? 1 ceramic.
We could do, but
And how much have we made today? Like 3.
3.
and
Yeah.
making
I
money
wish I could
wasn't
do
even.
something really stupid to protect my tiny earnings is overwhelming.
Earning money wasn't even the goal of this trip.
Yeah.
No.
Is this when you get TPK'd because you're trying to protect yourself from losing 1 CP? I imagine, by the way, Garrus's like dancing is like break dancing, the worm, things like that.
We should just pay the man.
No, yeah, Nassir will just pay the man. There's not even hesitation there. Nassir will just quite happily pay him. You know, grovels and scrapes appropriately and thanks him profusely.
Yeah, he'll give you a small chit, like a small stone chit, and you don't know what it means. Obviously, yeah, it might be a permit. I don't know.
Maybe I
yeah.
do. 20%.
I can read.
Oh no, as in it's not written on. It's just it's a marked chit.
Oh,
with, like,
it's
a
just
symbol.
right.
Yeah.
So it could be a symbol saying this guy's an idiot or something.
Note to self:
Yeah,
procure a small
yeah.
piece of paper that just says "I'm allowed to be here."
Not to worry.
I can do what I want. Ron
Yeah.
Yes,
Swanson's
that's the
spell.
one. Yes.
Yeah. Quintus, you what information you going to the Hall of Praetors, to the Civic Hall? Where are you going?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I guess Quintus
The
would
palace
know.
itself, or
Yeah, Quintus would know specifically where to go. But yeah, I do want to see if I can get the information for the name of the guy in charge of the person in charge of acquiring the statuary, in case that is a better lead. And I do, speaking of MWPs, I do have bureaucracy, and I would err on the side of not raising anyone's suspicions. I just want to see if I can get his name without anyone really paying attention.
Oh yeah. So yeah, but I mean, I guess probably going to the Civic Hall and putting an inquiry with the Templar, with the Praetor, very junior Praetor on duty about probably you're going to be attentive, like, oh, I just need to check a pay record issue, that kind of thing, like something very, very banal.
Yes, give me the payroll stubs of this guy.
Make your bureaucracy check.
All right, I actually am not super charismatic, so this could possibly fail. Oh no. It succeeds. So I fill out those forms like a boss. In triplicate.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're convincingly boring. You know the right things to say. You don't say, I'm desperate to find out information about no one in specific. I just need some stuff. It is more like, oh yeah, can I have access to the pay records for the city, because I'm just checking up on something. You'll have some reason about that. Be able to say, oh yeah, due to an investigation that is real, probably. I just need to check this. But yeah, Ushant, the High Curator, is you'll be able to identify the name, and probably racking your memory from anything you've ever heard of the city. Now that you have the name, you'll be like, he's a greatly interested in kind of preserving old things, in gathering things together. Sort of known to be eccentric.
Okay, so is Ashur a freeman, or like, what's the class above that, like patrician or something?
He is a particular kind of bonded slave. He is, but of a peculiar kind, where of that's largely died out. But you'll be aware of the residuum. That once upon a time there were special orders and guilds bound to the royal seat of Balic.
Okay. Well, that's interesting.
But yes, the modern guilds are you know, in that not really bound to the courts. They are, you know, they're not palace guilds, but there used to be these kind of, yes, these guilds and orders associated with the courts, which have special privileges but are technically slaves. He will live. He'll probably live in the annex to the palace.
Yeah. But that also means he doesn't like.
I-
We would not expect to find him out in the city at like a random bar getting drunk. So.
He might do because he'll have, you know, he'll be allowed to. He's a very very privileged slave.
Yeah, he probably has
but
lots of.
he also might not. He's not famous for his social activities.
Yeah. He's probably an odd fellow.
Boom boom. So yeah, I mean, the guys outside. You'll see that one of the kind of supervising gardeners, you know, is a freeman. So you'll be able to identify a potential follow target.
I guess the question is, if we see him leave, do we all follow him, or does one of us follow him?
We don't. We definitely don't all follow him. That's the difference between we look like we're trying to be friends and we look like we're trying to kill him in an alleyway.
Yeah. So I guess the question then is, who's got the better hide and shadow? Hide and shadow? Move silently, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of move in shadows, isn't it? Because you're just trying to.
Probably not me.
It's kind of move in crowds, but they don't have that skill.
I've got 20%.
Wow, actually is me. Okay. That's
There you go.
not good.
What does Ashur have?
30.
30, yeah. That's fine. I mean, are you intending to follow then, Ashur? Is that the plan? Once this guy leaves at the kind of end of the working day?
I guess I am tailing him. Against everyone's better judgment.
Garras and Nassir, what are you doing?
I guess continued lingering, loitering, performing. You know, maybe we'll notice someone else worth trailing. Maybe we won't. But you know, no sense making it. I guess we could follow behind Ashur, so that, you know, if he gets in trouble, we can bail him out. But it presents the risk of increasing the risk of Ashur, things going wrong for Ashur. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, if I'm allowed to roll me check myself, then it's already gone horribly wrong. So
you don't roll stealth checks yourself.
that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably still fail, but
Garras is on mute. I don't know if Jay's had to step away.
Yeah,
but,
he just posted. He just said BRB a minute ago.
Oh, he's just burped. He did just burp.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. My bad.
Tell you what,
I'll
flip a coin whether to say whether we stalk behind or just don't. Heads we follow. Tails. Now we're performing. We're just staying here.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, I'm pretty sure I can take on a gardener.
Yeah. So eventually, Quintus will rejoin you, I guess, won't he? And he'll have the information he's spent a few hours getting.
Hold on. I'm not sure I'm going to rejoin them. Hold on. I'm formulating a possible parallel plan to mitigate
disaster.
Yeah. Well, just so we have two things going, so hopefully one of them works. But I'm thinking right now. Basically, I'm thinking of how could I possibly approach the High Curator in a way that isn't super suspicious and get the information from him. Because technically, like, I can just order him to tell me, and he will. But he then would probably make note of that, or maybe say something to someone, and then it would be kind of suspicious.
I mean, you're also you're Templars, which is a literal kind of holy thing, isn't it? Like.
But I just don't want to. I just don't want it to seem so out of the ordinary that it then gets mentioned to someone else. And then they're like, "Why are you asking about this? This is weird."
But if you don't try and hide it, just make it seem normal. So it's not that you're, you know, it's not that you want to know what the Sorcerer-King's favorite statues is you want to know the Sorcerer King's opinion on this art. You want to have a, you've seen some art recently. You want to know the Sorcerer King's opinion on such a thing. Does such frivolity have a place in our lives, or is it just is it a sign of our wealth to have these great golden statues, or blah 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 blah?
Perhaps I could say that I want to commission.
Segue.
Yeah, I want to commission a replica. I want to commission a statue for my own residence, and I think it would honor the dictator if it was something that he enjoyed as well. I want to know. I want to know what his tastes are.
There would be the fairly comedic risk of you ending up having to follow through on and spend a small fortune on.
Well, he's a curator. He doesn't make this. He wouldn't immediately be like, I'll order it for you. And I'll be like, let me think about it.
But I think just have a fairly subtle conversation.
That would be pretty funny though.
Talk
if
about
I was
things
like,
segue. Yeah.
If I was like, I would like to have a statue just like the favorite one of the dictator, and he's like, I have a friend. Here. Yeah, I have a friend. Here, fill out this order form. Like, on second thought.
As long as you don't fill out your actual name, it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, fill out the name of Praetor Constans. He's got money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that generally is going to be my approach. Instead of going back to them, I would target the curator while they're trying to tail the gardener and try and get information out of them at the same time.
So I was going to say, Jay, just to update you, I think you'd probably heard Ashur had gone to follow one guy you'd seen, like a supervising freeman gardener, who had then left eventually, and the last you'd heard was that you and Nassir were still kind of on the plaza, entertaining.
Okay.
But I don't know if you had any other ideas or wanted to do anything.
No. I think everyone's got the lead here.
Yep, great. Okay. So let's go in order. Ashur, he has made you. He's kind of looking curiously and speeding up.
Got it. No, it's not that, sir. You dropped your coin purse. Here, sir. Sir, there's a hole in your coin purse.
Yeah. What's your reaction modifier as you shout this down the street at this guy? What's your reaction modifier?
Reaction modifier is +5. 16 charisma.
Yep. Very charismatic. He turns around, it's like, and looks at you. He probably briefly suspicious. He kind of sees your ears, and kind of but then kind of stops, looks around, and he says, "Oh, very kind of you." And he'll probably look for the money he's allegedly dropped.
Well, I guess in that case,
as you step forward,
these 2 bits fell out of these. Not 2 bits, even these 2 ceramic pieces fell out. I'm pretty sure I saw these fell out of your pocket, sir.
He looks and he's like, he looks. He says, and kind of looks around slightly. He says, they can't be mine. I don't carry that much on me. But very kind of you. And he kind of looking around as if like, is Jeremy Beadle in the corner? Is it a Templar about to arrest him? He's like, what's going on?
I'm not a cop.
Yeah. You have to tell me if you are.
Yeah, he has to say.
I'm dreadfully sorry to have frightened you if that's the case, sir. My eyes must be playing tricks on me. Very embarrassing. Perhaps he said, look, I'm dreadfully sorry to have frightened you at this whole affair. But come on, let me just... We'll duck into the nearest pub here. I'll buy you a round of ale or two to apologise.
Yeah. Do you want to make an encounter check while you're walking around as well? Do a d6. Yeah, you're stepped out. You can head to a tap house nearby, just in the arena precinct, as you head that way. But yeah, if you make a d6 check.
Me, you're...
Yeah, a leaf juggler begins approaching you. From...
5.
You can't shake this guy.
Yeah, I mean yeah, yeah. He's now dressed in a different outfit. He's now dressed like a spaceman. You step into a tap house just at the edge of the arena. precinct, and yeah, no, it's a nice end. It's workers who work up in the villa precinct come down here, so it's pretty nice. And he kind of says, "Oh, very kind of you, friend."
Yep.
And
I will buy you
yeah,
a few shots of whatever
gonna
the
buy me-
strongest spirit I can find is.
He just goes straight for the picture.
A few shots. Let me buy you several shots right away.
But I will buy
yeah,
2 beers.
yeah.
And I will buy 2 beers and a shot of something very
And
strong, which I will just pour into his beer.
Yeah, great. Okay, our plan in this conversation going to be
Sorry?
what's your approach then? Just sum up your approach for the conversation.
I'm very apologetic. I'm just trying to hand him a drink, try to get back on his good side, and just ask what he does in the city. Just act like I'm showing interest in him, and just just try and steer the conversation towards what he does in the gardens and stuff like that, when he presumably doesn't lie about what his job is. You know, it must be so fulfilling, like tending to all of like the Sorcerer-King's art, like his gardens, his statuaries. It must be very fulfilling, knowing that you're sort of just try and get the lay of the land as to what the statues actually are, how. Give me a second. I need to think what the end of this sentence is. But
yeah, and I guess Quintus, what did you say you're doing with the information? What was your plan?
Okay, I think my plan. Well, first, I just go over to where I suspect the High Curator lives, and hopefully catch him at home. I assume he probably has his own room, given his high status. And I would just suggest that maybe like of personal interest, maybe I have a new acquaintance, and I know that they are interested in art. I know the High Curator is in charge of acquiring all of the art that the dictator enjoys, and everyone knows and is impressed with the dictator's tastes. I just say I would like to impress my new friend. Well, what are some of the favorite pieces that you've acquired that the dictator enjoys?
Yeah. So when you go to the slave residences, you'll be able to pick up that Ushant is usually stays late in his basement in the palace, which you'll be told where it is. As in so yeah, he says the young slave you're talking to will say, oh, he I take it, I guess he receives visitors there. I've never seen him have anyone here. To occasionally see him leaving very early in the morning, getting home very late at night.
Mm-hmm. If I were to go directly to the basement of the palace, would that be odd behavior for a Templar of my level? Like, would I walk in and head towards the basement, and someone would be like, "Wait, what are you doing here? Who are you?" Right? Is that strange?
I mean, there might be a consideration to pay to the duty Templar, but given you'll be a Templar of public order, you're basically a cop, aren't you? You'll be, if you're the kind of if you're the common mid-level Templar doing that kind of.
Yeah, because I'm not here to see the dictator, so it's like, oh, we don't need to worry about that. I'm just heading to the basement. Don't worry about me. So yeah, I think that'd be my general tactic here, would be to pretend this is like, oh, I'm just trying to impress my new friend with my artistic knowledge, and I would love to hear, since you're the expert, what the dictator likes, what pieces you've acquired. Like paintings or statues, perhaps. He was so disgusted with my tactic.
He hates that plan.
He hated it so much.
I'm still quite proud that joke I put on the Discord when Owen said the curator's name was Ushant. I asked, how far does he live? About 35 leagues.
I didn't get it.
Didn't get it either.
I didn't think it was that niche. There's a shanty Spanish ladies from Ushant to Scilly is 35 leagues.
Oh, I don't know. I'm afraid.
No.
You're
Sorry.
all uncultured swines.
That's probably true. So
Yeah.
what that joke has done is exposed us as being ignorant.
I never pretended that I
fools.
wasn't uncultured, so...
Yeah, sorry. I return. Yeah, just dropped
No.
for some reason.
We thought you hated my plan so much that you just quit.
Yeah. Farewell. Yeah. No, for a ceramic, you'd be given access, as a fee for processing the guest book, for processing the health and safety register.
Another form to fill out.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fine. If you, Alex, keep tabs on this stuff. I mean, you've earned 3 today, so look on the bright side. But yeah, no, you'll be directed down to the sub basement, which is very dry actually. Like if you think it's cave, probably at ground at more or less sea level here, but in the heart of the hill, and yeah, surprisingly dry, carved out here, and that. There are a couple of slaves you'll see further down, but it gets very quiet, and you'll eventually get to a room that is ablaze with candles, not with like anything very bright, but with lots of candles that are sheltered behind glass, in glass like lamps. There is a very tall man leaning over a desk. Wears a black and white robe, like down the middle, black on one side, white on the other.
Like that Star Trek episode. Okay, so
He turns around. He says, you're the person with directly opposite colouring to me. Now we must pursue each other across the galaxy until one of us slays the other."
exactly.
No, his skin is not. His skin is olive. So no.
Yeah, I will. I'll launch into my planned speech about how, I want to impress my new friend with my artistic knowledge, and I want to know, what the tastes of the dictator are, and of course you've acquired all of the pieces, haven't you?
And what's your charisma modifier?
My charisma modifier is crap. No, I think it's 0. Yeah. What? Wait. My reaction adjustment?
Reaction adjustment.
Yeah, it's
Reaction
plus
adjustment, yeah.
1. I have a 13 charisma.
Okay. He.
Is he sort of older? I was sort of picturing like an older gentleman.
Yeah, he's an old man. Old man. He kind of look at you curiously and say, "Brew, a friend brings you here. I see. Very, very. I'm sure." And kind of creaks up, and you realise he's like 6, 7 or something. And he looks at you with very wide almond eyes, and kind of slightly unusual skin tint, quite golden. And he looks at you and says, "When did you first conceive of an interest in the arts yourself, or when did your friend so do? I wonder."
I look confused. I'm like, I honestly.
He says your friend has an interest in the arts.
Yes, well, I haven't asked her the history of her interest in art. Only that it is one.
He says, "Sir, what is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen, Praetor?"
Ooh.
I was planning on this being. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know how to answer that. What?
He says you're a praetor for order. You must love order. Symmetry, regularity.
Maybe I feel like I would just want to like get to the point of the conversation, so I'll say something like the sunrise over the Silt Sea, right? Like looking at just some answer that sounds good to myself.
He says, doesn't the sun set over the Silt Sea?
What? You get my point.
I'm
sure I would say the right thing.
Hey, it sounds like you're flustered to me. You're
sunrise, sunset,
breakdown.
Whatever.
Sunset in the east.
Oh, Wimble. Yeah. He smiles thinly and turns back and says, I had a visit. It's not the Sorcerer King's favourite, but I had a visit from an agent of House Revere today offering a new statue. Strange things do come and go. I wonder, do you seek information on odd statues? Is that why you're here? You could go and talk to House Revere.
House Revere is offering a new statue.
That's probably information that's worth something.
Yeah, but does that mean they're looking to they're offering it as a replacement to a statue that is in place now?
No, he says, they merely give our honoured dictator first refusal on all items, all such items that might interest him. And
didn't we just sell House Revere a gold statue? Yeah, we just sold House Revere a gold statue. So
yeah, but
yeah,
but they want us. Yeah.
So just a House Tomblador. Are they looking to try? Are they trying to figure out the dictator's taste in statues because they know that House Wazir is giving him the statue that we bought into the town, and they're trying to one up the statue that we sold them.
I think they might not even care about the statue. It's just kind of a, give it to all the new employees, see if they're competent.
Also possible.
And then it might be a thing that they've got like some, it might be useful data for some purpose like that, but it doesn't necessarily mean anything.
Possibly. I'm just very much amused by this all being like a keeping up appearances cape precipitated us by us selling them a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah. He will. Sure, I can say I didn't like it. It's very wonderfully sculpted, very golden. Not very friendly, not very nice. I declined. And then he'll say I think our beloved dictator has different tastes according to different times. I know right now, in his private quarters, and he smiles almost knowingly. You're not really sure what he knows, but smiles almost knowingly. He says, "I've recently had taken to him by blind mute slaves. They cannot appreciate it, alas. A statue of a boy piping with a pipe cut with clothes made of vine leaves. Is that the sort of information you're interested in?"
I suppose so. Seems strange.
I think he knows what you're on about.
I was gonna say something else, but then I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna take the information. I'm not gonna keep talking to this odd man. I'm like, I feel like he's getting more out of me than I'm getting out of him, so I'm just gonna take it and go.
Well, he's just a slave. What are you worried about, right?
Yeah, but he can still talk to other people, right?
Just have him whipped for talking back and just get a move on.
Ashur, the gardener will say, in terms of you kind of pumping him over statuary and stuff, he gets pretty drunk. He'll say that he says, "Oh, yeah." He'll say, "Oh, there's a lot of statues, big lumps of stone." Like that's his view of what the statues are. He says, "There's one fun. The funniest one. It's of some sort of furry reptile, but it's got wings, and the wings are bird wings. It's got a big nose, furry reptile, bird wings, 4 legs, bottom of the legs. They've got they're not claws. They're like, I don't know. They're something else.
A furry
Not claws.
reptile with bird wings and legs that don't.
And on the back of its head, it's got a long nose, and then on the back of its head, it's got kind of like hair, like human hair, but it's not human. It's obviously stone. It's made of stone.
I think I know what he's describing, bizarrely, but
What do you think he's describing?
it sounds like he's describing like a Pegasus. Because they don't know what mammals are. So it would be a big furry reptile, not bug. It has bird wings, a long nose, and human hair on its head.
Yeah.
I think he's describing a statue of a Pegasus. I mean, apparently it's the wrong blooming statue, but I'm going to talk to Quintus with this information regardless.
Not with you know what Pegasus is.
I'm helping.
Yep. I've got some very juicy information for Quintus now. Very juicy. Quintus left.
I take it you're all at the end of the day are you gonna head back up to the Wounded Lear? Is that the plan?
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to?
Yeah, we'll meet up.
As I assume, if you like these are bits of information. Depends if you've got anything else. If you want to get any other plays, as an Ashur is currently not with you, but
Yeah.
I think get our story straight before we head straight back there. So decide what we're going to tell them.
Okay. Well, what's your story? Decide what your story is.
So we've not seen Ashur yet. So we've not seen Ashur yet. But we have. Who's where? Where are we all meeting back up and discussing what we've got?
Let's all meet up back and discuss. It makes things easier.
Yeah, brilliant. We meet back up.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say probably Ashur can come and join you, can't he?
Yep.
Yeah. Is Quintus also?
Beej has gone quiet again, so
Yeah.
I'll meet up.
Yeah, I assume
Wherever.
Quintus can join you.
And tell you what I learned.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things got weird with the gardener, but you go first.
I'll tell them the story of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can share the information.
I mean, he told me a lot of nonsense about statues, but I don't know if I should get him in trouble or not. Quintus has left again.
You don't have to tell them, what your source is. Anyone could have spoken about what they'd seen in that the garden.
Oh, this garden that he's maybe seen. I think he might be part of a smuggling ring.
What, your gardener?
The gardener.
Why? What makes you think that?
Just when he was drinking, just some of the things he let slip. It sounds like he's just sort of smuggling he's involved in some sort of smuggling ring out, sort of bringing objects out of the city.
Oh, surely.
I mean, I imagine that our friend the Templar might be interested in such
profitable?
information.
Well, hold on a second. Did it sound profitable?
I mean, we could always,
That's fine, Beej.
seize things and. I mean, maybe it's hard to tell without having actually seen the stuff myself, but.
Well, perhaps we'll keep quiet about that. Maybe look into it next time we, buy things, bring things into the city to sell. Because if you can smuggle things out, surely you can put things in.
Yes, but
And
I think I know when he's planning on meeting his contacts is the thing.
Oh. What, like today?
2 days.
2 days. Well, perhaps we should look into that.
Yeah. Like I said, I think our friend the Templar might be interested in such information.
Well...
And then we get paid.
But it could also be useful. What if we suggest to a Templar that this might be a thing that's best left alone? Like, let it perhaps look into it, but don't just
Oh.
shut it down immediately. Because
you think I'm talking about art smuggling?
no. I assume you're talking about any and all. I don't know specifically, but as long as tell the Templar that these kinds of things, it's best keep an eye on them, because if you don't know what's going on, then it'll be
then
worse.
You do not know how deep this rabbit hole goes, clearly. My friend, I'm talking about serious weapons smuggling.